and welcome to Tali Campbell Report, INET line special about the NHL 2011 playoffs. How are the Flames doing? Just kidding, they're out. We're going to talk about the only remaining Canadian team in the National Hockey League, which are the Vancouver Canucks. We are going to be joined by Christopher a little later on in this show about the business aspect, but I'm going to talk about the fans, the players, the team itself, and also the playoffs. So, round one, Vancouver makes in to face the Chicago Blackhawks, the team that has eliminated them the last 2 years in the playoffs. They go 3 games up in this series. Then they lose 3 games in this series, and it's Game 7. Rogers Arena is packed with Canucks fans just praising the team. It goes to overtime. Alexander Burrows catches the puck while defenseman tries to shoot it out. Rolling puck slaps it up into the right corner of Corey Crawford's net. Rogers Arena, British Columbia, and most of the rest of Canada, it felt like the gold medal winning game that Crosby scored in overtime. The crowd went crazy. You could hear your neighbors screaming. You could hear the people around your block screaming. Fireworks went off because it was an electrified moment for the city. Now, obviously, with Vancouver being the only team left, it begs the question, do they turn into the Canadian team now? With only 6 Canadian teams in the National Hockey League, only 2 did make it in, the Montreal Canadiens and the Vancouver Canucks. Montreal's out, Vancouver's the last team. Does this turn into the Canadian team is the question? I think so. Let's talk about the players for a minute, though. Ryan Kesler, I believe, is the only player playing that team that wants it. Luongo, hey, you're doing good, man. Don't give up. But you're not playing like you want to win. And congratulations to some other. The team is good, but the thing is, Hendrick and Daniel have to step up. They got to bring their A game now. This is actual hockey. This is not a regular season game. I know we've gone 2 series or 2 rounds already in the national playoffs, but the next round is going to be even tougher. We've got our defensemen who, yes, are good, but they need to get back. You can see Ryan Kesler in the offensive zone and then the defensive zone in a split second because he's chasing that puck. He's playing like it's his last game every game. And people need to start playing like that because the Canucks organization is an amazing team. The manager, the players, the staff, the behind-the-scenes staff, everybody's an amazing team, but they need to play as a team, not an individual playing anymore. So everyone needs to step up their game a little bit. I'm not saying a lot, but a little bit. The next round probably is going to face the San Jose Sharks. San Jose is a very young, veteran, skilled team. They have the likes of Joe Thornton, Marleau, many talented players like the Vancouver Canucks. This is going to be a very head-on-head match, but I think Vancouver has to step up their game, or San Jose will roll over us. Because it's just a matter of what goes which way, because Vancouver needs to step it up, and if they do, they have a likelihood of winning the Stanley Cup this year. In 40 years, they've never done this. Since 1994, they have not made it to the 3rd round of the Stanley Cup Finals, the Western Conference Finals. They've done it this year. This is their year, in theory, if you want to speak that way. Montreal had the Olympics, won it the next year. Calgary had the Olympics, won the Stanley Cup the next year. This is our year, ladies and gentlemen. This is our year. Now you go on about the fans. The fans are important playing. They're like the 7th man on the ice because they truly determine how the mood in Rogers Arena is and into other opponents' arenas, because when your fans are cheering you on, you have more motivation. You'd probably know yourself, if you've played a sport, you've scored a goal or something, when you get that electrifying people chanting your name or screaming, "Go Canucks, go," you feel it and it goes in your blood. It's true. And we need to get behind them. I'm not saying we don't already, but we need to get behind them even more. This is our team. This is a Canadian team now. And we gotta do it. So I'd suggest to you, because I see it every time Vancouver wins. I live in Vancouver on the rock across from Vancouver. Status by status by status. Who needs cable television when you got people that are posting their status? After each goal they scored, they're always updating who scored, what's the score, penalties and everything, because that is a true fan and a true dedicated plan to the team, because it is always supporting your team. Now I could go on for hours on how much the fans mean to a team, how much the players mean to fans, how much the players mean to the city, but I am begging the question, is this a Canadian team or is this a Vancouver team now? I know we range by city to province, but with only one Canadian team left and several United States teams, I think this turns into the Canadian team. We want a Stanley Cup back at a Canadian city. Not through players, but through a city. And I beg the question, just like Brian Williams from CTV Olympics asked you, do you believe, are you starting to believe, that was the Olympic quote, and I think that's this quote, is do you believe? And Christopher, right now, I'm going to ask you right now, do you believe, before you get to any of this stuff, do you believe?
Yes, in fact, Tali, I do believe. And, you know, the Vancouver Canucks have been around 40 years. They haven't won a Stanley Cup. I think it is high time that they did, and I think that this year is our year to win.
And so do I, because we need to come together, and we need to believe this team is the team this year. But we're going to head back to Christopher right now, who's actually going to talk about the business aspect of all, because when you do put a winning team into a city, it does bring back revenue. Chris?
Yes, thank you, Tali. Well, while the fans are counting the victories, mathematicians may be counting the odds, BC businesses are doing a different sort of counting. They're going to be counting the profits that the Vancouver Canucks are going to be bringing in for them.
Shot the puck into the corner, and that's it.
Fans all across Vancouver, across British Columbia, and around Canada are celebrating the Canucks' success in the 2011 playoff season. Experts agree that Vancouver has a really good chance of going all the way for the first time in the team's 40-year history, but nobody is celebrating more than British Columbia pubs, bars, and restaurant owners.
Now, there is no doubt that the 2010-2011 season has been a particularly devastating one for British Columbia restaurants and pubs. First, there was the HST introduced, which adds a higher tax rate onto meals for consumers. Then, the tough new drinking and driving laws came into effect, which encouraged many people to skip the bar altogether.
But if there is one thing that brings customers in, it is hockey. And with Vancouver entering the third round of the playoffs, establishments are crowded, revenues are up, and the atmosphere is one of excitement and of anticipation.
The atmosphere it's the next best thing to being at the games.
Of course, the service industry isn't the only one experiencing a boom in business. Retailers selling Canucks merchandise are seeing sales go up as well. As the team's success continues, the number of car flags, jerseys, and other memorabilia will quite literally be flying off the shelves.
I like flags and whatnot, and unfortunately there's just nothing left.
And Tali, Canucks memorabilia isn't the only thing that's selling. Tickets for Canucks games have been selling like hotcakes, and as you and I both know, they are not cheap. Tickets for Game 2 of the third round on Ticketmaster.ca retail for about $430, and you can imagine that there's definitely going to be some nice profit-taking going on there as well. Back to you.
Alright, thank you, Christopher. So like Chris said, if you're a winning team, you're bringing merchandise into the city, which pays off some money. You're bringing money through ticket sales, and through people getting a better mood when their team's winning, basically. Anyways, I'm Tali Campbell for Christopher and Victoria. This is a Tali Campbell Report INET Online special. Have yourselves a good night, and go Vancouver, go!